The role I play, I spent a lot of time in what you classify as the sleep industry. I'm not academically qualified or come from a clinical background in sleep, but I'd always been involved with sleeping products, sleep associations and things like that. I was an international director of a large comfort group company, and that meant I traveled a lot around the world. I did a lot of sort of research and things with the clinical side of sleep, and I think all that journey, I just found there was a lot of myths, misunderstandings. There was no definitive guidelines. We knew how important sleep was, but principally you sort of get on with it. So it's always been a sort of health pillar that's always been taken for granted. It's not considered a performance criteria along with other specific health pillars. So I think I just became a little bit disillusioned with, whilst I'd had quite an impact on the industry, we weren't really having any impact on the general consumer. So just purely by accident, I started to communicate with a football club in the UK in sport, which was local to my UK office. Principally, it was driven by, maybe selling products or whatever, but it sort of started a dialogue, a conversation, and all the little things that I looked into and had my own particular take on it. I was able to communicate that on to the sports coaches and the manager and things like that, and that just started to develop. That moved into a national squad because a lot of those players were playing for the national England squad as well. That developed another conversation with another club. And so suddenly I woke up one morning and, the press 2 decades ago had sort of found out that there was somebody working with football players around sleep. So they used the word coach and sleep. And I sort of woke up and thought, well, that's me. So I principally had to put something together because I was now a sleep coach in sport. So there was no other sleep coaches around. There was nothing to benchmark anything against, So it was sort of like I had to put something together. It was a combination of trying to redefine the language around sleep to see if we could make some impact on young football players at the time. And I suppose when you say specialist or anything, it's really over the couple of decades I've been at it is we are looking for specific performance orientated benefits from sleep, but we're also looking to try and protect the individuals from the ever demanding schedules. So it's kind of, we're not looking for clinical disorders. We're actually looking at how we can manage our 24-hour rolling process to get more consistent and sustainable levels of recovery. And that's really what I do. I use a technique that I've developed over those years. It's about awareness, it's about understanding, it's about little aggregation gains, it's those myths and misunderstandings. And it's proved to be extremely successful. It's been a hard journey. Sleep is a big subject now. But I think it's just all about education and awareness, really, to be honest. That's all we do.